Welcome back in ERB Sports fans to another video. In this video, we are going to talk about print runs once again, and now we're going to play a game I called I Want You to Imagine. Now, we've played this game before, and it wasn't very fun, but we'll do it again. So, in this piece of paper that I have, I'll fold it in half. Should have done this ahead of the video. We've got the print runs for base cards from Series 1 for each of the last 6 years, 2018 all the way through 2023. Now, this was, I believe, excluding like the retail packs that you get from like Family Dollar and other places like that. But you look at this and it was like, okay, between 2018 and 2019, not a whole lot of change. 2019, 2020, the print run actually went down, probably because of COVID. Then it went up massively in 2021, more of a makeup season. It nearly doubled from 2019 and more than doubled from 2020, which made sense because the hobby exploded in 2020 and they were trying to catch lightning in a bottle. Then it exploded another 35% on top of where we were with Wander Mania. And then that brings us to present where we have Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson, and those type of guys in Series 1. And it went up another 26%. However, when we look at the number of blasters, now a lot of these were just estimates. I don't know if these are accurate, but I would consider them fairly accurate based on the ratios. We know that this year they printed about 1 million blasters, and they watered them down to the high heavens. And they priced them for $24.99 each, so they're trying to catch $25 million of the consumer's money. The year prior, they were trying to catch at $24.99 a blaster about $20 million, 18.7 to be exact, for 933,000 blasters. But you go back to 2021, and that was a product that was printed pretty high, and that was $11 million in potential sales because they were $20 each back then. And all the rest of these were about $20 each. So what do you guys think the forecast to the future is with the behavior that Fanatics/Topps has been having with Series 1? Why do they need to continue to increase the print runs every single year? Based on what I have seen in the last 3 years, if I conservatively estimate another 25% year over year, and I don't know why they would do this because they're just going to cause a saturated market if they haven't already done so. But if they did this and they printed 25% more year over year conservatively for the next 5 years, anybody want to venture a guess how many base cards we would probably have if all formats went up by that same amount? Let me just tell you, it's a lot. And they're trying to catch all the sales. Now, I just don't think there's enough discretionary spending. People spend their money. It's not like people are infinitely wealthy. You know, yes, there are not a lot of people in the hobby overall, even though there are, relative to the total population of the United States and the world. But how much discretionary spending goes around when people find a very watered down, boring product? I'm going to guess not a lot of people. So I feel like this is market saturation already. And if you try to increase it another 25% year over year, you're just going to drive the current people that were purchasers of the product back here, you're going to drive them away. So let's flip the script and look at where print runs could head if they continue to push them up 25% year over year. In 2024, if they pushed it up another 25%, we would see almost 1.4 million base cards of every player. 2025, almost 1.75 million, over 2 million in 2026, 2.7 million in 2027, and over 3.4 million almost in 2028, and all the way up in 2030 to almost 5.25 million cards of each player. I don't know that that'll actually happen. I hope it doesn't happen because that is absolutely insane. But this is what they're trying to do. You've got to grow. They want to grow sales. They want to justify that price that they paid for the licenses. They need to make $120 million off of like a Series 1 if they're going to cut back on the print releases they got to find their money somewhere. So either they're going to jack the prices up to the high heavens for products like we saw with Sapphire and with other more short print run cards like Dynasty and Diamond Icons and you name it. But again, there's only so much discretionary spending to go around. So looking at the totality, where could this head? If you go back to 2018, 350,000 of each base card. If Fanatics thinks the market can support 5.25 roughly million, 5.7275, almost 5.3 million. If you think the market can support 5.3 million base cards existing of any player in Series 1, I think you're smoking something. I think you're absolutely insane. There is no way in hell that the market can support that. That would be junk wax 2.0. So that cannot happen. But they need this to happen. They need that sales. So what's going to happen? Are they going to print 11 or 1.1 million? A million blasters, but they're going to charge $50 a piece? I hope that isn't the case either, because I just don't think people will buy it. So they're between a rock and a hard place. They either need to juice the product up with a lot of creative things that add a lot of value or supposed value to the product. They did that this year with Series 2 with the retail exclusive blue and purple foils, which look great, by the way. But how many more of those type of situations are we going to see? The gold cards are already numbered to the year of the print run, right? So they'd be out of 2024, out of 2030, you get the picture. Are they going to have something that's even more printed than a gold that is numbered to like 5,000 or 4,000? I hope not, but you never know. It really, really begs the question of what does the future hold for Series 1 baseball? And once Fanatics is making basketball and football, what does the future hold for those products? What does the entry level look like for those products? Is it a Topps product? Is it a Topps paper product, similar to like what a Donruss or Hoops would be? Do they just simply buy Panini eventually once they can't make licensed cards anymore and just buy the rights to Hoops and Donruss and Optic and all those sorts of lower end products? I don't know, but it's kind of scary to think that in the year 2030, we could be looking at 5 times the amount of print run that we're currently at if they just increased it by 25% year over year. And a staggering amount from 2018 to 2030. In 12 years, they could be making 1,400% more product than they were in 2018. I just don't think, I know that would be 10xing the hobby, right? I just don't think the market would support that amount of product. Nobody would have interest. It would sit on shelves. So I feel like you're going about it all the wrong way. If you want to grow the interest in the hobby, you're not going to do it by simply just making more product and offering it at somewhat of a fair price with no real value in it and having people feel like they're compelled to buy it. You cannot market your way out of this. I don't care how much you market things, but when you think about like what makes things sell, yes, you can market it like beer products, Miller Lite, Bud Light, they can advertise, right? But that's sort of like a thing that people do. Like you actually have to want to do it. First of all, you can't just do it through marketing. I mean, they could market that to me all day long and I don't buy beer because I don't drink. I used to, but I don't drink anymore. And I'll never drink again. The same thing goes for collecting. Maybe there's just people that are not interested in sports, that are not interested in cardboard. No matter how much you market it, they will never buy it because they don't see the value. So, I don't know, what do you guys think? Where is this headed in 6 years' time? Are we going to see 5.275 million cards printed and they're going to try to snag about $120 million in sales out of a retail product? That's just the blasters, by the way. That doesn't even include hobby. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's where we're headed. I hope it's not where we're headed. But based on the behavior that's happened so far, I sadly think that's where we're headed. So What do you guys think? Are you just going to be completely out of the hobby at that point if that's where it ends up? Are you going to be looking backwards at products that have already been printed, at cards that just exist in slabs that you can buy singles of? I think that's where the market would head. And Fanatics probably already knows that, because if they tried to print that much to snag that much money, people wouldn't pay for it anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed this trip down memory lane, maybe memory lane, and play a game I want you to imagine. Let me know what you guys think. Where are print runs headed in the future? Are they headed much higher? Are they stabilizing? Are they headed down? Or are they headed to the moon? Let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.